All right, sometimes it's necessary to add space to a logical volume. So I'm going to log into the server that needs the space. I'm going to issue a df-h for human readable output. And I can instantly see that /var is 97% full. So that's no good. So I'm going to add a disk in vSphere and extend that logical volume. So if you log into your VMware vSphere client and you navigate to the server in which that needs the space, and you can click on the Actions drop down and click on Edit Settings. This will bring up a settings menu that will allow us to do some stuff. So right now we can see we have one hard drive that's 20 gig in size. So if you click down on the new device, activate that window and click New Hard Drive and click Add. It's going to bring populate another item in this list here specifying that you've added a new hard drive and then the space that you want to give it. I'm going to go ahead and just give it 10 gigabytes. Go ahead and click OK. And once that loads, you will be able to see now that the hard disk 2 that I've added is now available. So now go back over onto your server and do an fdisk-l. And now we can see here that the device has been picked up. The SDB 10 gig disk is showing. So I'm going to do a demessage to see, to show you guys. So we can see here that it was able to attach the SCSI and it's seeing the drive now. Sometimes this doesn't work and you need to do a little bit of extra stuff to get that to show up. And the way to do that is if it's not showing up when you do an fdisk-l, if this disk's not showing up, you could do an echo, and it's dash, 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 and you're going to pipe that, or direct that output to sys, I believe it's class SCSI host, host, and in this case I've got 3 hosts. I believe it's host 0 by default. You'll have to check on that, and then /scan. And all this is doing, those hyphens represent the controller, the channel, and the LUN. So the dash 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 simply indicates that all of the controllers, all of the channels, and all of the LUNs need to be scanned. And hopefully by doing that, it will pick up that disk once it scans the SCSI bus, and you'll be able to see it here. All right. So now that the disk is showing up, let's go ahead and do a VG display. And we can see that the volume group size is 19 gig, which we know that the first disk, the boot disk, is 20 gig in size. So now we need to add or extend the 10 gigabyte disk that we added to this volume group. And we'll run VG extend. Followed by the volume group, so root VG, we'll go ahead and add it to the root volume group, and then the disk. Now, you'll notice that I did not create a partition on this disk. Now, you'll follow some tutorials, or if you read about it, people will install partitions on these disks and then add the partitioned disk space to the volume group. I don't see how that's necessary since we're letting LVM handle all of this. It seems kind of redundant to add another step to the process by partitioning that disk and then adding that to the volume group. There's no problem that I've ran into, and or anything that I can see wrong with just simply adding the raw disk to the volume group. You know, in a virtualized environment, it doesn't really matter. Now I can see where it might run into some problems. In like a bare metal setup, but in virtual container, I don't see any problem. So now we can see that running that VG extend root VG and then followed by the disk path, we're able to see that the volume group has been successfully extended. So if we recall our VG display command, we should see now that the 10 gigabytes has been added to the volume group. which that's great. So if you want to check another spot just to make sure that it's been working, you can run a PV scan, and you'll see now that this SDB disk is added to the root volume group. So that's good. Okay, so now that we have the space available in our volume group, we'll want to extend the var logical volume to add some space to free up that logical volume. Now, I have mine named according to the logical volumes named according to what they're mounting to. If sometimes if you do the default setup, they'll be like logvol 01, logvol 02, logvol 3, and it's very hard to kind of correlate which logical volume goes to which mount point. So if you just type the mount command, you'll be able to go in here and see that what the logical volume is and where it's mounted at. So that's a quick reference to if you're kind of confused and see, hey, I don't know which logical volume is for var, which one's for, so that'll help with that. Or you can even see it up here. So okay, so now we need to extend the var logical volume. So we will do a LV extend again, or LV extend rather, and then the -L for the size, and I'm just going to add 5 gig to that volume group. So, and then we'll just do the path to the volume group, var_LV, and this will do it in real time. You can do this on a live system if you're running like an ext4 type partition schema. I think that 3 works as well. But there's no problem in growing a logical volume live. Now, you will run into some issues when you try to shrink a logical volume, but for all intents and purposes here, that's fine to do in real time. So now, if we do a df-h, we will be able to see, also that it's not grown at all. So you're like, whoa, what the heck? I extended this. Well, we extended the logical volume, but we did not resize the file system on that logical volume to take up the rest of the space. So to do that, we need to do resize to fs, and then the path to that logical volume. And that portion I was talking about, resizing in real time, was meant for this. You can add all day long to a logical volume. It's extending the file system. So like ext4 or whatever. This is where it's going to matter. I misspoke earlier. And now if we do a df-h, we will see, hey, we've got that percentage has dropped significantly down, and we've freed up some space for that logical volume. So now, we're good to go. So I hope that helped. I tried to go through it as fast as possible. I don't want to talk a bunch during the process, kind of, so people can follow along and we don't get off track. But if you want to, the tutorial and everything, I'm going to have everything written out, the command specific and everything highlighted pretty well defined over at the blog at cstanley.me. That's cstanley.me. And if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to respond to this video or even respond on the blog posts that I'm creating. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this has helped. I know that in the past, it's like I come to things, I forget how to do stuff. So it's always good to reference this stuff, kind of see, what's going on and how to do it. So until next time.